The UK is one of the countries in the globe that gave birth to the first sophisticated fighter jets. It's interesting to know about several British mainstay combat jets. They can be used for a variety of tasks, and each has unique characteristics. The United Kingdom has one of the strongest armed forces in the world as of right now. Its capabilities are bolstered by an array of potent weaponry, not just in the army. Fighter jets are one instance of this. The United Kingdom is dependent on a variety of fighter jets to execute its tasks. These are a few of the most well-known fighter jets in the United Kingdom. 1. Typhoon Eurofighter. Throughout its history, the Royal Air Force, RAF, has employed a range of fighter aircraft. The Eurofighter Typhoon serves as its primary weapon at the moment. In 2003, the Eurofighter Typhoon made its debut. It is stated that this multi-role fighter jet can carry out a range of tasks, with its primary objective being air superiority, including ground and air warfare. The Eurojet EJ200 engine powers the standard version of the Eurofighter Typhoon. According to its specifications, it can travel up to 2,125 km/h and a battle radius of 390 km thanks to this provision. Now for the weaponry. The jet fighter has a Mauser BK 27mm cannon installed. Furthermore, there are about 13 attachments that, based on their purpose or duty, can be utilized to carry additional weapons. For instance, this fighter plane can be outfitted with AMRAAM, ASRAAM, or Brimstone anti-armor missiles to complement ground attack operations. The Eurofighter Typhoon is capable of carrying guided bombs as well as cruise missiles in some of its most recent iterations. 2. The F-35B Lightning II from Lockheed Martin. Actually, the Lockheed Martin F-35B Lightning II is a version of the F-35 manufactured for the U.S. Air Force. As far as is known, one of the most powerful aircraft of the present day is the fighter jet. The Lightning II is intended to be a single-engine, stealthy combat aircraft. Its suitability for air superiority missions and air-to-ground combat is another noteworthy skill. This fighter jet can take off and land from aircraft carriers. In 2019, it was flown by the Royal Air Force, RAF, on board HMS Queen Elizabeth. 3. The British Navy's Sea Harrier. The British Aerospace Sea Harrier is the next in line. The Royal Navy is the operator of this fighter jet. The Sea Harrier is capable of landing and taking off from aircraft carriers. This was carried out in the midst of the Falklands War. NATO's deployment of the Sea Harrier during the Yugoslav wars was another instance. India was one among the nations outside of Europe to which the jet fighter was marketed over time. 4. The British Aerial Hawk. There are multiple primary variants of the British Aerospace Hawk fighter plane. The T-1 and T-2 are among them. Both are still in use as of right now. Actually, the Royal Air Force, RAF, still uses the T-2 as one of their most sophisticated fighter aircraft. Its use is quite uncommon, nevertheless, despite its status as a fighter jet. Rather, the T-2's primary function is to replicate combat operations as part of its training regimen. 5. The Panavia Tornado. Designed in the 1970s, this fighter jet was intended for service by the Royal Air Force, RAF. In the 1991 Gulf War, the UK used it as part of the coalition forces' offensive against Saddam Hussein. Similar to the Typhoon, the Panavia Tornado was also manufactured for Germany and Italy, among other allies. From 2014 to 2018, the RAF used it in strikes against ISIS.